I'm 68 years old. I live by myself, and I absolutely love it. Nobody could convince me to share a home with anyone ever again. No arguments, no tension. My husband and we just drifted in different directions. He left around 9 years back. In the beginning, I figured I'd be miserable. Turns out it's the greatest thing that could have happened to me. These days, I get up at 7, brew my coffee, and sit near the window without any noise. When nighttime comes, I shut my door, breathe deep, and feel calm. True calm. But getting here took forever. I screwed up in every way possible when it came to living by myself. 4 things you should never do. 4 things you need to always do. 8 basic rules that turned my life around. Let me start with what to avoid. First thing you should never do. Never let your place turn into a disaster zone. Around 5 months after George moved out, my daughter stopped by. She came in, glanced around, and froze. Dirty plates in the sink. 4 days' worth. Letters stacked up, still sealed, laundry scattered around. "Mom," she whispered, "this isn't right." She wasn't wrong. When someone else is around, they keep you in check, not in a pushy way, just their presence. You wash the dishes so they don't stack up. But living by yourself, all that vanishes, so you think, I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow turns into 2 weeks. My daughter didn't give me a speech. She simply said, "Let's clean for 20 minutes starting now." We put a timer on, 20 minutes, and we worked. When that buzzer rang, the place wasn't spotless, but it was doable. And something inside me relaxed. I could breathe properly again. That's when it clicked. This wasn't about looking good for company. This was about getting up each morning and not facing a disaster. Because when your home crumbles, you crumble along with it. Now I tidy up daily, 20 minutes, but I never allow it to build up anymore. Because living by yourself, your place is the only thing you completely control. The outside world? Madness. You've got no power over that. But your house, that belongs to you. And if you allow it to become a wreck, you've given up the one thing that can bring you calm. So here's what you need to know. Never let your place turn into a disaster zone. 20 minutes daily, clean the dishes, fix the bed, throw out the garbage. Basic stuff, but it counts. Second thing, never quit leaving the house. This one catches you off guard. At the start, being home feels like total freedom. Nobody to report to, no timetable. Quit going to the supermarket. Everything gets delivered these days, right? Quit going to services. Too tiring. Quit seeing Margaret for breakfast. I'll do it soon, I'd promise myself. Soon turned into never happening. One afternoon, I figured out I hadn't stepped outside my place in 7 days. 7 whole days. And the frightening part? I hadn't even realized it. Living by yourself. There's nobody saying, "Let's take a stroll." So you simply don't, and everything gets smaller. I went to pick up medicine one afternoon after staying inside for weeks. The lady at the counter asked, "How's your day going?" And I just looked at her blankly. That freaked me out. You know what got me moving? I made myself walk to the cafe 4 blocks down, stayed there with my drink, people watching, and something inside me came alive again. I remembered what being part of life felt like. Now I've got a system. 3 times weekly at minimum, I step outside. Monday cafe, Wednesday green space, Friday market. 3 times, no exceptions. And here's what happens. Keeps me linked to others. Shows me I'm still present, still breathing. Keeps my mind sharp. So leave the house 3 times weekly. Cafe, green space, market, just anywhere outside. Because your place isn't everything that exists. Third thing, never abandon your everyday schedule. When George was around, we had our pattern. 7 in the morning alarm. He'd brew coffee while I got ready. 8 o'clock morning meal. It was organization, and I believed I couldn't stand it. I believed freedom meant flexibility, right? Completely wrong. I stayed in bed till noon one time. Felt amazing. Did it twice more. Within 3 weeks, I couldn't tell you what time anything was. My body was completely confused, and my thoughts just wandered aimlessly, disconnected. Sadness showed up. My doctor said, "Linda, what time do you wake up?" "Whenever I feel like it," I answered. That's the issue. She told me, "Your body requires patterns. Your mind requires organization. Living by yourself, nobody else builds that organization. You've got to create it yourself." So I began waking at 7 every single day, weekends included. When I wake at 7, I've got morning hours to brew coffee, time to relax, time to slowly start the day. Now my schedule is basic. 7 in the morning, get up, brew coffee, sit near the window, 20 minutes. 8 o'clock, breakfast, something actual, not just bread. That's all, nothing complicated, but it keeps my day steady. Because living by yourself, a schedule isn't a cage, it's what saves you. Same hour daily. Choose whatever fits you and don't change it because your schedule stops you from floating away. Fourth thing, never shut everyone completely out. This is the most dangerous one. After George left, people reached out. Initially, I picked up, but the talks were rough. "How are you holding up?" What could I say? I'm barely making it. So I began ignoring calls. Then I quit keeping my phone charged. The calls ended, and I convinced myself that was okay. But here's reality. Alone and cut off are completely separate things. Alone means you live without roommates. Cut off means nobody would know if you were okay. I was cut off. One afternoon I fell in the tub. Nothing major, just hurt my side. But laying there, I wondered, if this had been serious, if I'd smacked my head, how many hours would I have been here? That's when it hit me. Shutting everyone out isn't being independent. It's putting yourself in danger. My daughter began calling every Sunday at 10 in the morning. "You really don't need to," I told her. "I understand," she replied, "but I'm doing it anyway, 20 minutes. We don't discuss anything serious. She updates me about the grandkids. I mention the sparrows at my window feeder, but it's a link, a rope. I've also got Margaret for breakfast every second Friday, and it's plenty because I'm not cut off anymore. So never shut everyone completely out. One call weekly, one individual, 20 minutes. Not for their benefit, for yours. Because living by yourself, staying connected isn't something extra. It's like air. All right, those are the 4 things you should never do. I messed up all 4. Almost didn't survive, but I got through. You know why? By doing 4 different things. Let me explain what those are. First thing you need to do, tidy your place daily. I already mentioned letting stuff pile up. Now, let me explain exactly how I turned it around. 20 minutes every single day. Each day following breakfast, I start the timer on my phone. 20 minutes, initial 10 minutes dishes, each and every one. I don't leave a single thing in the sink, plates, mugs, pots, everything that's sitting there. Sink completely empty when the buzzer sounds. After that, 5 minutes. Flat surfaces, kitchen area, side table, washroom counter, clean them off. Letters get handled. Most go right in the trash. Final 5 minutes, gathering, dirty clothes in the basket, reading material back on the rack, anything misplaced, returned to where it goes. That's all. 20 minutes. Around 11 days later, I got up and walked into my kitchen area. The counter was spotless. The sink was bare, everything positioned properly, and I felt relaxed. For the first time in ages, that's when it made sense. This isn't about keeping a tidy place for company. I barely get company. It's about making a space where your thoughts can settle. When you get up and face disorder, dishes stacked high, trash spilling over, junk scattered around, that disorder invades your head. You begin the day feeling stuck, feeling swamped. But when everything sits where it should, you begin the day feeling like you've got things handled. Now here's what I figured out. Feeling motivated doesn't happen first. Taking action happens first. You don't wait till you're in the mood to clean. You clean, and afterward you feel improved every single time. Also, tidying daily means it never gets terrible. 4 days of dishes, that's crushing. That's 90 minutes. But 1 day of dishes, 10 minutes. When you tidy daily, nothing ever reaches the stage where it's impossible. It's doable. So here's my suggestion. Get a timer. 20 minutes daily. Don't miss days. Don't create reasons, because those are the times when you require it most. 20 minutes of tidying equals a full day of calm. That's valuable. Second thing you need to do, leave at least 3 times weekly. Let me explain exactly what this means. Monday morning, 7:30, I walk 4 blocks to the cafe. Regular latte, occasionally a muffin. I stay at the spot by the glass for 40 minutes. I simply sit and observe everything. Customers walking in and leaving, the server preparing drinks, vehicles passing, and I feel like a person again, connected to life. Wednesday afternoon, 2 o'clock. I walk to the green space. There's a spot near the water. I rest there for 25-35 minutes, observe the geese, hear the wind. Occasionally others are around. Occasionally I'm by myself. Both ways work fine. Friday morning, 9 o'clock, market. I don't always require food. Occasionally I could get it shipped. But I visit anyway because it's not about the food. It's about existing near others. I move through the sections slowly. Don't rush. The person at checkout asks, "How's everything today?" "Fine," I reply. "How about you?" But it's important because living by yourself, you can spend days without talking to another human and you don't even catch it. You believe you're okay, but gradually you begin to vanish. You lose the ability to interact with others. Your speaking voice actually shifts, becomes softer. I caught this around 7 months later. I visited the drugstore, attempted to respond to something. My voice sounded rough, scratchy, because I hadn't spoken in multiple days. That frightened me. So now I leave 3 times weekly at minimum. And here's what happens. It keeps my thinking sharp. Requesting coffee, locating a spot, moving around others. These aren't difficult activities, but they're engaging. They keep your thinking active. When you remain home constantly, your thinking gets sluggish, dull. Also, leaving gives organization to your week. Monday means cafe day. Wednesday means green space. Friday means market. Those markers keep the week together. Without them, Monday turns into Friday. And here's the greatest part. Occasionally, unexpected moments occur. Like recently at the cafe, a lady around my age takes the seat beside me. "Really like that jacket," she mentions. We chatted for 50 minutes. Her name is Rachel. We've had coffee 4 times after that. That wouldn't happen staying home. So leave 3 times weekly. Cafe, green space, market, book place, whatever. Just outside. Because your place isn't the entire universe. Third thing you need to do. Keep something you're excited about coming. This one rescued me. When George left, each day was identical. Get up, coffee, hang around, television, sleep. Get up, coffee, hang around, television, sleep. There was no purpose, no motivation to get out of bed. My daughter called one time. "Mom," she announced, "Friday evening dinner, that Mexican spot, 7 o'clock. I'm getting you." "I'm not requesting," she continued. "I'll arrive at 7. So Friday arrived. We had dinner, and for 3 hours I felt regular. When I returned home, I noticed something. The whole week I'd been anticipating Friday, thinking about what I'd choose. Friday had felt separate, unique. It had organized my week. And that's when I got it. I required things to anticipate. So I began simple. Friday, I'm visiting that Thai restaurant, Pad See Ew. The whole week I considered it. Friday showed up. I went. I got the Pad See Ew, and it was delicious. But looking forward to it was superior. Keeping something on the schedule, keeping a motivation to push through Tuesday and Wednesday, that was the actual treasure. Now I constantly have something approaching. This week, breakfast with Margaret on Friday. Following week, there's a magazine I'm interested in. Visiting the newsstand Tuesday. Week following that, my daughter's coming over. Zoo visit. Constantly something. And here's what this accomplishes. It organizes each week. Without something to anticipate, days smear together. Monday equals Thursday equals Saturday. But when something's approaching, each day holds significance. Monday means 5 days till Pad See Ew. Wednesday means 2 days till. The days link up. So create plans, little ones. Weekly doesn't require spending cash, doesn't require including others. Maybe you're interested in that new donut place. Mark it on the schedule. Thursday morning. Maybe there's a film you're interested in. Tuesday afternoon showing. Doesn't matter the details, just mark it on the schedule. I maintain a small journal. Every Sunday I record at minimum one thing for the upcoming week. Occasionally it's breakfast with Margaret. Occasionally it's Wednesday, attempt new walking path. Occasionally it's Friday, buy strawberry frozen yogurt. Little things, but they're significant. Because when Wednesday arrives, I get up thinking, today's the new path day, and that makes Wednesday separate. You need to build your own motivations to anticipate, because without that, hours simply go by. You're not experiencing life, you're just existing. So get a schedule or a journal. Weekly, mark at minimum one thing on it, one thing to anticipate. And days will begin mattering once more. Final thing you need to do, contact or see someone once weekly. Let me explain how this functions. Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, my phone sounds. My daughter, every Sunday, identical time. Initially, I pushed back. You really don't need to contact every week, I mentioned. I understand, she replied, but I'm planning to now anticipate it. Sunday morning at 9:50, I get my coffee and take my seat. 10 o'clock, the phone sounds. Hey, Mom. Hey, honey. We chat for 25 minutes, occasionally 35. She updates me about her children, my grandchildren. Olivia got a B+ on her history assignment. Tyler is doing baseball. I update her about my week. Had breakfast with Margaret. Noticed 4 blue jays at my window feeder. Little things. But those 25 minutes show me I'm not alone in existence. There's someone who's concerned if I'm all right, who's interested in knowing how my week went, who would catch on if something went wrong, and that's crucial. I've also got Margaret every second Friday, 10:30, cafe. Margaret is 71, lives by herself. Husband passed 10 years back. We connected at the cafe, began discussing cooking. Now we get together every second Friday. Occasionally, we discuss plenty. Occasionally, we simply stay there looking at the news, saying barely anything. Both ways work. Not deep, not life-changing, just two older ladies chatting. But here's what it accomplishes. It means I'm not totally alone. There's someone who's expecting to meet me every second Friday. If I didn't appear, she'd catch on. She'd reach out. And that's crucial, because if something occurs to you, who's aware? If you trip, if you get ill, who catches on? My daughter contacts every Sunday. If I didn't respond, she'd contact twice, then come over. Margaret's expecting me every second Friday. If I didn't appear, she'd check in. That's not simply pleasant, that's necessary. I've listened to stories. Individuals living by themselves, no consistent contact. They trip, they have a medical emergency, and nobody's aware for multiple days. That's avoidable. All you require is one individual, one consistent contact. So, select one individual, contact them. Hey, it's me. I realize it's been a while. I was considering you. How's everything? That's all. And at the finish, can I contact you following week? Most individuals will agree or see someone. Cafe, park spot, once weekly, identical hour, identical location. Make it consistent. Because here's what occurs. You're not cut off anymore. You've got someone who's aware you're alive. And beyond that, you've got connection. Actual human connection. Speaking to speaking, meeting to meeting. Those Sunday contacts with my daughter, those Friday breakfasts with Margaret, they're the lifeline. They're what keeps me human. So, one individual, one contact or one meeting, once weekly, 25 minutes. Not for their benefit, for yours. Because living by yourself, staying connected isn't something extra, it's what keeps you going. So, there you have it. 4 things you should never do. Never let your place turn into a disaster zone. Never quit leaving the house. Never abandon your everyday schedule. Never shut everyone completely out. 4 things you need to do. Tidy your place daily, 20 minutes. Leave 3 times weekly. Keep something you're excited about coming. Contact or see someone once weekly. 8 rules. That's everything. I'm 68, been living by myself for 9 years, and I'm not simply getting by. I'm experiencing life. It's a wonderful life. Not the life I imagined, but it belongs to me. And when I shut my door at the finish of the day and breathe deep, I feel calm. Begin right now. Tidy your place. Step outside. Create plans. Contact someone. Because living by yourself doesn't need to be depressing. It can be wonderful, truly wonderful. Because living by yourself doesn't need to be depressing. It can be wonderful, truly wonderful. If this connected with you, hit like, subscribe for additional content, and pass this along to someone you value.